I have always been a huge fan of gun game in the Call of Duty series. When it was introduced in Black Ops 1, I thought that was a game changer for the game. It really changed the way that I experienced the game. It made that game a lot more fun for me, and especially when it wasn't released right at launch. You had to wait a little while, and at that point in time, the game got a little bit stale to me, a little bit boring to me. It was a little bit monotonous at that point in time. I was really, I wouldn't say peak try hard necessarily, but I was maybe peak like natural Call of Duty skill, so to say. And so I was really, focused on going for wins, going on for the biggest scores, biggest kills that I could, and not necessarily always playing every game for fun. And so it was a great time for gun game to be introduced in the wager wager mode, wager matches to be introduced, because it was a good way to both have fun and be casual, but still have a little something on the line, like those useless COD points. Not useless, but those COD points that once you played the game for a little bit over, more than a week, you had as many as you needed. So I have always been a fan of gun game since that point in time, and it's been changed as Call of Duty goes on, and it gets its way into different titles. And I think this is like the biggest title change that we've seen in gunfight. First and foremost is no, not all of the gunfight modes are at night. This is one of the first ones that I played. But I do want to take a particular look at this night mode, as it is way more common in the rotation than in other playlists. There's a lot of night variants in this in the gun game mode, but not nearly as many in the regular one. Not only are you playing a Zero Cave at night, you play this Hackney Yard at night, and I think there was also a third night map that I played the rotation in. But it is fun to get new mechanics. It is fun to get new play styles. But one thing that I didn't necessarily get was the whole ADSing with the laser. And the main thing that threw me off was that they would allow you to ADS with some sites, and they would, have you use the laser with other sites. And that was really confusing to go back and forth between, looking at the laser, looking at the site, and going back and forth. And it was hard to, get a good angle on it. And some guns you use the scope, some guns you don't. And so I kind of wanted a little bit more consistency. I don't truthfully understand why that ADS mechanic is a thing with the laser. And if it is, I don't understand why it isn't more of a choice, like a canted sight, or something you equip, or something you hit a button to select. But it was a little bit of a weird adjustment for me. It's cool playing at night. Obviously, the night vision kind of is fun to play with, but at the same time, sometimes the night aspect in and of itself is a little bit frustrating to play with. And I think in this version of gun game, I happened to get stuck way more frequently than I would get stuck in other titles. Obviously, the worst one was Modern Warfare Remasters. The sniper rifles not having stopping power. Even to this day, they don't have stopping power, so it's a multiple shot sniper hit, unless you hit him in the head, obviously. And so it's a pretty hard thing to do in such a fast twitch shooter kind of game, especially even faster game like Modern Warfare Remastered. So the things that really get me stuck in this one are like the launchers, because they take so much time to reload and even more time to shoot. The ADS speed is so slow, and you of course have to ADS before you can shoot those. But this is an exciting version of gun game. I like a lot that the guns are random. It's not every round you're going to be like, okay, now I'm at the sniper level, and now I'm going into the crossbow. From the crossbow, I'm going into the flamethrower, and from the flamethrower, I got the RPG. Okay, great. Now I got to get the last Bowie knife kill. It's great that it's more random, because it's a lot of fun when you don't know what's next. It's a lot of fun when you don't even necessarily know how many levels you have. I understand that there's the same amount of levels in every single match, but look at me just throwing out with the throwing knife, just having it out. But those are my thoughts on the new gun game. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you guys disagree. I'm interested to hearing what you guys have to say below, and how many other gun games you guys played. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this version of Gun Game versus the other versions of Gun Game that we've seen in the past. I like it, but it's not my favorite. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.